Welcome back to Final Fantasy VIII. So, yeah! Are we ready to go, Squall? Roger.
Yes.
Alright, Renoa can't come because she's kind of indisposed at the moment, of course.
So now we're going...
to the White Sea, the boat EU.
I actually decided to come back in here just so I can show off something. Let's see what I have to say.
Oh.
Let's see what they have to say. Is there anything at all I can help you with?
There's quite a lot, actually. The White Sea ship. The one Ellone's on.
Those children are what? They are very curious. They would never remain in one place for long. Oh yeah, cautious, sorry. The point is they would never remain in one place for long.
I see.
Ugh. Okay. Oh yes. However, those children seem to have taken a liking to Centra's landscape. That's your cue for where you should look for on the airship, basically. Therefore, they may have stationed their ship in bracket by an inlet somewhere on the Centra continent, close bracket.
Remind me, do you actually need to talk to her to
And
know
Squall, please take with you this letter that I wrote that for some reason is not in brackets.
And yes, Jova, yes, you'd have to.
Unless the letter says, I'm sorry, I'm not
If you don't show the letter, they will not welcome you on the ship.
Nojima!
That makes sense.
Okay, cool. The White Sea... Yeah. Nojima, Kitase, look, if you want to go for an emphasis style, that's fine, but be consistent with it. Sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it has brackets, sometimes it doesn't have brackets. Pick one and stick with it, goddammit. Like, seriously.
And sometimes it's red with or without brackets. I don't even know anymore.
Like,
Okay. You want to talk about Square Enix writers? Nojima is he's quite an enigma to me. Like, one day this guy will write a very remarkable story. Another day this guy will write a very daft.
Tay already explained about this to Jova.
Nojima is just the guy that has to do whatever the directors tell him to do.
Remember, Jova, even though Nojima is a great writer, he's still not creatively in control. Kitase is. In this case, this game. In the case of 7, it was Sakaguchi, and that was in control because he was still very hands-on with the making of that game as well. Same thing with
7 remake. That was Nomura, yeah.
That was the not entirely, Jova. Now that we know that Kitase once again couldn't keep his slimy fingers off of the story. Now that we know, but
I mean, Nomura still had to that because he's the one in charge.
Now it's time to follow. Who's this one? Yeah, well, go ahead, Jova, because it's a bit important. These are the Central Ruins. This is one of your optional dungeons, one that you can actually open up, starting with these two. As you can see in the top... you can already do that in this too. You can already do it in this too.
Okay, then.
Because you can reach it by garden, so there's that. As you can see, there's in the left top corner, there's a timer. What is it for? It's not immediately clear, but you're encouraged to explore the ruin and see where they lead to. Lore-wise, gotta be honest, I don't remember what they mean specifically, but you can get 2 GFs from this. One is the one that I actually actively requested Pedro to actually search for, which we'll see later. The other is the King Tom Berry that appears only if you defeat like 20 Tom Berries in a row while still being in the ruins. But I didn't bother to ask before because it's not, super important compared to the other GFs in this game.
Tell me, does the King Tongberry at least,
Oh my god, they burst together.
Okay, how good a GF is that?
It's good for some of the abilities, again, strictly speaking, if you want to play the game normally, quote unquote. It has It has good passive abilities, mostly centered around the economy of the game, like giving a discount to shops and stuff like that. But as a summon, it's mostly there as a joke. It deals damage, but you have better options.
By merging the 3 characters together, we get Squelfsis.
Exactly. One of the primary gimmicks of this dungeon, as you can see, is that it has a time limit. However, turning off the random encounters basically renders that time limit pointless anyway. So don't worry, you're fine.
What happens if you run out of time? Does the place explode?
If I remember correctly, even if you run out of time, you can just leave the dungeon and restart, right, too? Can't you?
Yeah, the timer is strictly connected to, if I recall correctly, yes, the timer should be tied specifically to the challenge once you get the GF, but I'm checking actually here right now. There we go, the wiki. Upon entering the ruins, a timer begins. The party must find a series of red gemstones and place them in the eyes of the statues to acquire the code to access the room where Odin resides, the one that is mentioned. If they cannot do this before the time ends, they must start over. The quest is easier with the encounter non-ability from by Diablos, but again, it's talking about, the normal version of the game. Proceeding into the ruins, there are two gargoyles, one at the entrance leading to Odin, and one at the top of the ruins. The enter to this is unlocked by inputting a 5-digit code. The player must climb above the second gargoyle and retrieve the code in 2 gems and place in the gargoyle. If the time runs out before the party encounters Odin, he seemingly kills the party, because with a quote, "The heavens have decreed by fate, perish by my sword," in caps, before the player is presented with the option to try again, which boosts the player from the ruins with all the progress intact. So it's not really a game over in itself.
In the meantime, go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
In the meantime, what you have to do is you have to take both eyes, and then when you learn what the code for the upcoming door is, memorize it. Then you need to get the 2 eyes on that other statue, basically. So basically, get a piece of paper and
old school. The Tomberry King appears instead randomly once 18 to 24 Tomberries have been killed. So there's that. But that's literally it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's the lore significance of this, but go on, Jova.
I'll admit, I actually do dig this dungeon for, it's got a nice classic feel to it with the puzzle solving, and I also do like how it shows off visually stuff here and there.
The game generally has a couple of these with this kind of aesthetic, similar to what will later be in some stuff like the PTO's Ruins of Final Fantasy XV. It's the kind of dungeon that you can tell it has a lore significance, but you just can't figure out completely what it means. Oh, here we go.
Excellent. Prepare thyself. The weak shall perish, the strong shall triumph.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Usual stick with Odin.
Prevail over my sword, and I shall grant it to thee.
You are weak, and I'm strong, therefore I will beat you all.
For honor, let us fight.
Wait. For honor? Oh, they're not for nothing, but a strong person kicking the crap out of someone just because they're weaker than it, that's not honorable. That's incredibly dishonorable, actually. So, screw you.
Maybe he's a
Wait. Hold on, Pedro. You've got it all wrong. He's not fighting us because he thinks we're weaker than him. He's fighting us to see if we're worthy. That's like one of the most typical things that
Anyway,
gods
defeat him before the time limit, otherwise he will use his signature Zantetsuken attack and insta-kill you.
This is also where I'm starting to also make more use of...
Sorry, I got the term. Sorry.
This is also when I'm going to start using more one of Quiz's blue spells, which is Gatling Gun, where Quiz basically uses her boobs as Gatling Guns. I'm not gay. I'm sure the developers intended something differently, but the way it shows in the game, there you go. Notice here. See, like the way it showcased. Even Spoonie made this joke in his reviews. The way they animate, it just feels like she's just just going up and then boom, suddenly fucking using her chest as machine guns. Like seriously, couldn't you come up with a better animation for that?
That's the thing, Pedro. In anime, boobs that shoot ammunition are actually pretty common.
I guess, but it's just that, okay, let me put it like this. Yes, I know that, some people, including Teo, like Final Fantasy when it's more anime-like, but there's a good way to do it and there's a bad way to do it. And I will argue this game does it the bad way. It takes the worst aspects of anime and doesn't take any of the good aspects. Go ahead.
Well, it's funny you mention boob ammunition because Xenosaga really does have that, legit.
Well, maybe this is a leftover from that period,
No, Xenosaga was made afterward.
Well, I know, Teo, but like you yourself said, the people who went on to make Xenosaga did some pre-production what was supposed to become. That's
the thing, though. The protagonist's ultimate attack is literally her clothes opening up to allow a laser to shoot.
Drova, not for nothing, but Cosmos is not really the protagonist.
Well, come on, Teo. She's a
central player character that helps you in all 3 games, but she's not really the main character. She's become the icon of the franchise, sure, but not really the main character.
I mean,
Anyway-
she's kind of been regarded as the main character these days.
Anyway, Odin as a GF works in a kind of different way than your other GFs. You cannot actually equip him because it's not something that you can summon at will. But during random encounters, there's a chance that he might show up at the beginning and insta-kill all of them with Zantetsuken. Now, the golden rule with this kind of thing, much like in previous Final Fantasy, is that on bosses this kind of attack doesn't work. So keep that in mind for later.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this though. Anyone wonder why Odin is just here chilling out in these
Chillaxing.
rooms? Are they like what, his old home or something? They got wrecked or something?
Honestly, Jova, I'll still take this over what 9 does with some of its Eidolons, where in 9, some of the Eidolons are in really weird, random places. Like Hades, for example, where he's just chilling out in Memoria in a completely obscure place. Like, why are you even doing here, dude? Like, it's not like in some kind of temple or some kind of throne room, because Odin is in a throne room in here. No, he's just chilling behind a rock in 9. Like, seriously, like, come on, can't you come up with some kind of more cool place to put the Eidolons in? I mean, come on.
Also, one thing I only just noticed was missing. There's no separate theme for the airship in this game.
That's because we'll get another airship later, Glibs, and you get an actual theme for that.
And there you go, we found the White Seed ship. Let's take a look at that.
What are we even doing there?
I don't know. They're here because
trying to penetrate the peninsula.
Oh, we literally cut to this.
they're here because Kitase didn't have anywhere else to put them to. Go ahead.
My name is Squall. We're seeds from Baum Garden. I'd like to speak to your leader.
Or
Plot
else.
twist. Leader, but you're the leader.
I'm in charge. State your business. Depending on what you say, we may ask you to leave immediately.
And then Squall just shoves his gun blade up his ass.
I want to see Ellone.
Go away.
Dot.
We pose no threat. Idea told us you would be here. Idea? How?
I read the script.
Idea is no longer under Sorceress Ultimisia's control. She is now our ally.
You know what's interesting about you know what's interesting about that, by the way? They're gonna pose this threat about, oh no, we have to hurry because Idea might be possessed by the sorceress again. She never actually gets possessed again, so that potential
Nope,
fear
never does.
is just pointless, and it's just a way for the game to artificially create tension, basically. Go ahead, Jova.
Thank you for
Yeah,
coming,
exactly.
but we have no reason to believe you.
Yeah,
Please
exactly. You have no
leave.
proof, so fuck off.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
like,
hold on.
see,
Didn't Idea give us something?
it's like I said during this playthrough, Jove and Teo
You
get
heard
to.
our leader. There's nothing more to discuss.
See, it's like I said before, in this playthrough, Jove and Teo get to sit down and relax, and Dwibs took over the prediction duties.
Oh, look who's here, guys. What's
Wow, long time no see, sir.
Yeah, long time no see.
And Zone!
And
Whoa, look who's here!
Hey, I
How
remember
did you two even end
I
up?
forgot his voice. Squall, how's it going?
Can't believe you're here. Everybody doing good, sir?
Well,
What are you guys doing
I
here?
don't know if-
After you guys left, the Galbadian buttheads came after us, and we barely escaped this boat. Wait, that doesn't really explain much of anything. Can you elaborate?
I was sure we were Connors, sir.
basically they got away on a boat. Ain't that simple enough?
The problem is, if I recall correctly,
But think about swimming across the sea.
I don't even remember if Timber is actually close to the sea. Let me check the war map.
It is, Teo. It actually is relatively close. There is a beach near it. Yes. Remember, Teo, it's in the Timber Beach that we first meet Poo-Poo for the first Poo-Poo's ship for the first time. So yeah.
Okay.
Dibs.
We're gonna. I think that's you, Pedro.
Is it? We're gonna die, and look who jumped in first! You numbnuts! Now is not really the time to argue about this.
I don't know how these wackos keep surviving.
It's Zone and Watts. So how's Renoa? Where is she?
Who gives a shit?
Well, to be fair, she is their friend and commander.
Renoa.
She don't
Even
be
though,
their friend.
yeah,
She's
even though the game doesn't really care about that subplot anymore.
she's been abusing school mentally.
Okay, to be fair, Dwibs, they're not aware of all those happenings. So as far as they're not aware of this. So I don't know what happened.
We couldn't protect her. I'm sorry.
You son of a bitch! What did I say? What did I say, huh?
We're done, squad. We're done professionally, man.
Jesus Christ, dude! I told you to take care of her. That nothing bad happened to her, scumbag! You pathetic lion scumbag!
I immediately assumed that anything and everything was completely under your
Come
control.
on, easy, sir, easy.
Jesus.
She's not dead. They just don't know what's wrong with her.
Wait, how do you know? How do you know that? We didn't tell you anything about how she is right now.
Sir?
You're
Squall would never give up on her. Am I right, sir?
He probably should.
Allow me, Joe.
Came here to get Ellone because there's a new evil force after her.
Allow me, Jova. Kitase-san, writing 101. When you write a line for a character, you have to pay in mind what knowledge the character at that precise moment in the story has. Otherwise, your line will make no sense in context. Go ahead.
Really? C-Zone? C-Zone? I told you, sir. We know what's gonna be fine.
I mean, sure, we may have to break the time stream continuum to help her,
She
but
promised
yeah.
she would come back. We all
No,
have
no,
to
we can't
agree to
change
together.
anything. Let her die.
Don't worry, sir.
No, that's the thing, Shira. Jova brought up a good point in the previous part, actually. Let's think about this for a moment. We're trying to stop the sources from manipulating time for our own needs, and yet our goal is to manipulate time for our own needs. So who's really the good guy here?
The idea is that you have to do it first so she cannot do it for her own needs.
So it's a game of time travel keep away.
Basically.
Good
Yeah.
agent, sir.
So it's only her morals that are in
Well,
question.
Of course, Shira. The only difference is they're in the right.
Let me put
Yeah,
it-
that works.
Never been any adults on this ship, sir.
let me put it this way, Shiroi.
I've only seen kids and guys our age.
Let me put it this way, Shiroi. Here's the logic of this game. If it's okay to do it unless you're really, really mean in your attitude. That means that way it's wrong.
Oh,
There you go.
She left.
And as
she
you
left
gotta
That's
have
his
good
mothership state.
intentions or whatever.
And as you will see, Shiroi, ultimately she is a very, very, very
Hang on,
mean guy.
On the ships.
What other ships? Who were they?
There were some soldiers on the ships. I know I've seen them before. Esther! They were Esther soldiers, sir.
Oh yeah, Esther. We haven't had dealt with those guys in a while.
Actually, Squall team never actually bothered to encounter them.
Not yet.
And me saying in a while. It's basically Squall's way of saying never heard of them.
I don't know, sir, but I think she was smiling as she left.
Clearly that means they're on the up and up. What the heck's going on?
I wonder if the plot twist is going to be Ellone was the bad guy.
Dwibs, I kind of already made that
I
joke.
can tell you, Lives, no, it's not the case.
Hey.
It would have
Wait,
made
what about the
things
last one?
I assure you, it would have made things a lot more interesting, though.
The leader is usually in the cabin below deck, sir.
I mean, hell, Ellone does have something of an interesting motive if you tinker
So, yeah.
around a bit with the
So yeah,
story.
the basic gist of it. Well, I'll let you know. I think am I okay? But the basic gist of it is Ellone is no longer on the ship. So we're gonna ask the leader to see if he knows anything at all.
Here.
For the last time, I don't want to
This
bluff.
this is matron.
matron's
Oh, sorry,
right.
sorry. Go on.
She gave this to you. Yep, there's our proof. You guys call her matron too, huh?
How many orphans did she take care of?
A lot.
Everyone.
Again, to be fair, this is kind of told in the Laguna flashbacks. The Sorcerer's War, that involved also Galbadia, between Galbadia and Estar, left a lot of, children without parents.
Oh, I get that, tale, but you're telling me that all of them were taken care of by just one matron.
I guess.
You had to do what she had to do. Adea is no longer evil. She's back to her old self again. The kind matron we all knew.
Well, Tale, Walter, in that case, since we're discussing about how inconsistent and dumb the world building is, by that logic, too, it seems like the game is kind of implying that there's only one orphanage in the entire world.
Again, it is also connected to the fact that the nations in the world are not well explained.
Maybe Adea just has a monopoly on all.
Again, we only have one.
Just a monopoly on orphan children.
The evil empire in this game, Galbadia, doesn't seem to have a defined geography aside from its main capital. There are a bunch of micro-city states, like in 7, but at the same time they want to pretend that there's some kind of government behind some of them to have a situation like the evil empire from the previous games. Estar is a bit more defined, as we will see later, but that's literally it.
But yeah,
Alright,
like I said,
flashback.
they are probably... Oh, go on.
So we're gonna see exactly what happened in this ship while we were gone.
Remember, we picked her up from your garden near the FH coast.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, Shiroi, get ready. Ellone. I think she's... Well, hold on, does she actually... Oh, no, never mind, I don't think she has any
The leader
speaking
is
lines.
explaining this via narration.
You're right,
After
never
that,
mind.
We
You're
headed
right.
east to get away as far as we could from Adea and Galbadia.
Yeah. Carry on.
My wayward son. Before long, we encountered the Galbadian fleet. They had a lot of ships. Obviously, they were
I can't
searching
see
for
any.
us.
Oh, so they used gunboat
Oh,
diplomacy.
there must be invisible ships.
They're there, okay? Just trust us.
They're just a little too far away.
Remember, our current engine only uses pre-rendered background, so we can't do much with them, okay? Just roll with it.
I'll paint the ships onto it then.
Luckily, we were able to escape, but then our ship broke down and we were stranded.
Oh, the irony. Okay, what were you doing?
What are you doing, Watts?
There was no way we were going to let the Galbadians take Ellone.
That's Watts too.
So Ellone went with
He's
the
an idiot.
Galbadian.
Eventually, the Galbadians caught up to us, and we had no choice but to prepare for battle. When an S-Star ship appeared.
Then everything changed when the S-Star they...
Basically, yeah.
Thank you, Watts. A battle began between them, and we were caught in the middle of it. Something strange happened.
Pray tell.
Suddenly, an S-Star ship came up beside us, and S-Star soldiers came aboard. They told us to get aboard their ship. It sounded like an order to evacuate. Of course, we refused. We didn't trust them, just as we didn't trust the Galbadians. As the S-Star soldiers were trying to convince us, the battle became more intense.
What battle? I don't see any battle going on.
They said, please.
Soon, they were forced to leave our ship.
Well, okay.
Okay, bye.
That doesn't look very forced.
As their ship was pulling away, Ellone yelled out something.
While standing in a very
on the
perilous
edge.
spot.
What are you doing, Ellone?
I'm flying!
You're here.
Again, I was... Guys,
Oh, snap!
guys, I was joking again.
Drebs, pro tip. Don't joke with this game. Most of the time, that game will take you up on that joke and take you seriously. So...
I think it's called
Understand why
Godwin's.
she did that.
I think it's called Godwin's law. When you are too ironic, you're bound to attract actually stupid
Because
people.
basically, the game said earlier they wouldn't take Adea, so I said, and then Adea went onto their ship.
After they left, we Well, it's a long story.
Don't feel bad, this. The game is just that dumb. It really is.
After our ship was fully repaired, we planned to go to Estar. Sorry, Squall. We couldn't protect her.
So let me recap.
We got a lot
Saga,
of that going around
so why are you
here.
letting your men? Saga, why are you letting your men yell at Squall about not being able to protect somebody and not
To be
calling them
fair-
out on their hypocrisy?
Remember,
To be
Watson and the
fair,
other guy
Glenn-
are not associated with these people.
Yeah, pretty much. They're just stowaways along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened.
Pedro?
Sorry. Have you decided on a destination?
Estar.
Yeah, your mum's,
Sorry, I got
your mum's
distracted.
house. It's none of your
But the problem
business.
is, how do you get there?
Oh man! Xenophobic Astar. No, that's the thing, Debs. They are. The guys at Astar are very xenophobic, actually, to be fair. He is correct. That's the thing.
means we'll have to disguise ourselves
So you're
to
probably
get in
thinking.
there.
So you're probably thinking this game is gonna try to explore the topic of xenophobia. Nah,
No.
not really.
Oh, then why say it?
Because
Well, to
Shiroi.
be fair, to be
Lore.
fair, there's a lot of. To be fair, there's a lot of media that says it's something, but all they do
Also,
is just
lore,
really
Shiro,
tone it a
remember-
bit and just go on with the main plot.
The past
I mean,
talks
then it's
about
bad there too, I guess.
the past talks about the war that Astar had with Galbadia, and Astar, that was one of the reasoning for it.
I'll
So,
admit,
so remember, no one actually has actually set foot in Astar for a long time. So they don't even know. They have only the memory that they had from the time of the war.
I'm gonna admit, the first time I played this game, when they said xenophobic Estar, I thought that meant that we were gonna have to disguise ourselves to get into the city. I didn't think there was gonna be a big political message behind
know, that's
it.
it.
I'm sorry.
You know, I can imagine. Well, hold on. There's gonna be a scene here, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Oh, for God's sake, this again.
Ugh.
Hey, Snow White.
Shiroi, this is all the game cares
Don't
about.
remember.
Oh, this bit.
Show me
What?
alone.
Okay, Shiroi.
Alone will bring us together.
Basically, Shiroi, the rest of this part is once
What?
again more. Yeah, basically. What
Yeah,
Tails
go on
said.
like this.
Plus, basically, Shiroi, the rest of this part is gonna be once again more unearned romantic shit. Basically.
I am
She's
literally.
asleep.
I am literally carrying her on my back. I feel like this is a metaphor for something.
Yes, I think
Although-
there are some things weighing you,
You
down,
feel-
Squall. You need
You
to
feel
get
your
rid of them.
you feel your scenes literally crawling.
So
onto
hold
your
on.
back.
Why did you come back to FH for this? Like, I get what the Kitase wants to direct this bit, but story-wise, there's no reason for them to come back to
And the light
FH.
went out.
Fisherman's Horizon is connected to a piece of land via this.
I guess, but go ahead.
It's pretty
Also, that's
far.
really what it is, Tio. Like, he feels so bad for treating her like shit before. Now we're here.
Also, Squall, you're literally on train tracks. Maybe, avoid those.
That's the idea. That's the idea, Joe.
just drop her. No, right? It's classic, 30s villain fashion. Tie her up to the train track.
What am I doing?
I know, right?
I'm on a bunch
I
of
don't know,
Committing
Squall.
a
You
bit.
tell me.
Go ahead, Joe.
Go
Go
to
ahead.
Estar, find Ellone, talk to Ellone.
I just love it. The plan of the party this time, despite the fact there is an actual impending threat,
But there's no guarantee that everything will be resolved if I
yeah,
talk to Ellone.
despite the imminent threat, Square is only caring about waking up Rinoa.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. Waking up Rinoa is important.
As a
because
coincidence,
Ultimate-
remember, while the others were actually explaining Ultimate
Oh,
Evil
Jova,
Eye,
Jova.
Squall wasn't
Jova.
even listening.
Go ahead.
I sure have changed.
Or the worst.
Yeah.
I've barely noticed any change.
He's become Renoa's.
He's gone from Mopey Git to Git.
Well, that's a change technically, Libs.
All right, go ahead, Jova.
I said not much change.
What are you even doing?
Hold
I
on.
wonder what everyone's doing.
Supposedly, Shiroi, he's talking to her to make himself feel better, I guess, or maybe just in case she can hear.
Remember, these are his spots. He's reflecting on the situation.
Go ahead.
They're probably laughing at me, or maybe they're angry. Honestly, who knows? What
Shiroi
those people
is
are
doing
with.
well. Squall. Shiroi is doing both. There you go.
What do you think?
Now
And
he's talking to her.
I think you're doing the right thing, Skull. And that's it.
Thank you, sock puppet Rinoa.
Yeah, I think he's wearing a Renoa sock puppet.
oh my god! Wait! Hold on.
Hold on, Joe. This is
Squall-
important.
To tell you the truth, I worry too much about what others think of me. I hate that side of me.
Oh,
He's
Score, you should learn
opening
to love
up
yourself.
Yeah, too bad it's not opening up to someone that can actually hear him. But
like a volleyball.
go ahead.
That's why I didn't want anyone to get to know me. I wanted to hide that side of myself. I hate it.
You know that.
Score, boy, that might be talked about in the past tense. You're doing it now.
Squall is an unfriendly, introverted guy. It made it easy for me when people.
Did it really
perceive me
though?
that
Because
way.
everybody's just been harassing you for the past several hours.
Yeah.
That's the problem, Shiro. In order for this to work, they had to make the rest of the party illogical for that, for that to work.
Ugh.
Also, why didn't any of the party accompany him for this trip?
School essentially
with
just
Renoa?
kidnapped Renoa for intents and purposes.
See-
if I recall correctly, for this sequence.
Okay, allow me. Remember that talk in the secret area between Squall and Quistis, where Squall basically just stood there saying nothing, and Quistis was just talking to a wall, basically, as the game likes to put it. See, a conversation like this, those kinds of types, that's where you should have put this little monologue that Squall just had. Have Squall say this to someone, and then that other person comforts him and gives him advice on this problem. That way you can flesh out both characters. Jesus Christ, this is really so hard for you, Kitase, to write these things properly.
Is the princess still asleep?
Okay,
What
no,
do you think?
they were just waiting for you. My bad.
She might wake up with a kiss from the prince. Fuck off, Quistis.
Stop.
Fuck off.
Isn't a fairy tale.
Very, very funny. Quistis, this is serious. Is that why you came all the way out here to tell me that?
I know, right?
And why didn't you help me carry her? She's pretty heavy.
You're going to Estar, right? We're coming too.
Hey, Score, are you saying I'm fat?
He
that's
wakes
the way
up to
Yeah,
that.
that's the way to wake her up.
And no, I got it, Shiro.
Wait, hold on. You're a Dea's escort? You're a Dea's escort instead of a guy who's been flipping carrying her? Oh, hey, Dea.
Let us be on our way, Squall. I'll take over in the party while Renoa doesn't wake up.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Oh, Idea is actually joining the party for this section. She must be super cool to play as. No. Her limit break is the ice attack she did at the end of this one, but it does like a tiny amount of damage to one enemy. The end.
I believe the TV trope is referred to as
Redemption.
heel-based turn. Redemption equals downgrade.
Yeah, redemption equals downgrade. Yeah.
What were you
This
going to say, Pedro?
is so lame.
I mean, okay, you know what? I get it. Obviously she can't wreck parties like she did as the boss, but come on. At least, I mean, maybe you could... Okay, I'm not asking for, the bit where you get to play as Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII levels are broken, but maybe have her be more powerful.
Anyway, the reason why we're going to Estar, as they mentioned, is because we're the Dr. Odine, which we had a foreshadowing in of this one, which he might know something about what's going on.
That said, though, am I the one who thinks that maybe there should have been a scene showing Adea, I don't know, coming onto the school ship with them? Because as far as we've known, Adea was just chilling out at her place, and now she's here
Yep.
to help us.
I too value my well-being. I want to protect myself. Not that it
Then
matters
why did
because...
you come?
Not that it matters. Well, yeah, actually, you know what? That is a good point. Ugh. If it were possible, I would like to rid myself of the sorceress's power. Dr. Odine may know a way.
Basically,
Well,
translation.
yes and no. This is a bit more complicated.
It's not that simple.
I have a translation. I know I have these awesome powers, but I just want to be normal again.
To be fair, Joe, but it's the problem. While she has these awesome powers, Ultimisha can possess her at any moment, so we know in hindsight that it doesn't happen, but, we don't want to risk that.
Suddenly, Selphie and Irvine
Fair
show up.
enough.
Yo, they're back.
How was the banging?
The two of them went to take a look.
Yeah, translation, they
How's it going, Squall?
they aparted themselves.
That's the thing, too. That's the thing, too. The game never confirms if Irvine got anywhere with Selphie at all anyway, so...
This Renoa's still asleep.
It's at the very least a strong lead.
Debs.
I know it's so cute when she's asleep.
Oh my god.
Well, to be fair to you,
Tie Selfie also to the trade track, please.
hold on, guys. Selfie's not wrong. Manoa's so cute when she's asleep. Think about it, guys. She can't talk while she's asleep. She can't pester us.
She's
while
still a
she's asleep.
burden.
Yeah, on Squall's back.
Woo! Are you blushing?
Selfie, don't make Squall angry.
Squall's got a crush.
Questa, stop laughing.
Estar's on this continent, right? It's supposed to be huge.
Great.
But
I don't
there's
have-
nothing there.
I don't know why, but I can't seem to find it anywhere.
So we're lost.
Basically, yeah.
Great. I'm gonna die out here with a burden on my back.
Combined it going up north or down south. Let's try going bracket east bracket next.
That's the game's way of telling you
sure.
exactly where you direction to go, basically. Alright, there you go. If I remember correctly, I am gonna bring you there along. Let me see. Yes, I
Blue
am.
magic and Yasadea.
Yeah. Basically, she said, oh, never mind, I think I'll bring Selfie along. Never mind.
Poor Irving.
Don't worry, Taya. We're literally, there's gonna be a part where I'm gonna be forced to use her anyway, so.
I know. I just feel sorry for Irving in general.
That's the thing, Taya. His limit break. That's the thing, Taya. His limit.
was weird.
That's the thing, Taya. I don't really like Irvine's limit break, to be honest with
I
you.
argue he deals more damage because he sticks a multiple hit. So
True, but
Yeah, I always got more mileage out of Quistis or Selfies, is
but
honestly.
that's the problem, Joe. Aside from certain specific blue
There
magic,
you go,
all
that's
of them
right.
deal like one hit of damage.
you know what's interesting? Shirai. Even better. You were talking about how she wakes up to that. No, even better. She's about to wake up as Selfie is as Squall is saying that don't tell her that she's heavy, and then right before she's able to even say anything, she goes fall asleep, and Squall's like, "Oh, thank God." So, so there you go. In fact, now that I think about it, I can imagine Squall and Renoa when they're in their married life in the future. Squall comes into the kitchen, he gets hit with Angelo, my wife, and then her flying dog. So. And Renoa,
foreplay.
yeah, and Renoa's like, my husband and his sword that kind of is also a gun.
That sounds like an innuendo and a half there.
Sure, why not? That works. All right, everybody, tune in next time where we explore the continent of Astar.
Yeah.
See ya.
Then.
Yeah.